Well, this week, a jury in Minnesota convicted Derek Chauvin on all charges in the murder of George Floyd. But it is clear there is so much that still needs to change.
Yeah, there may be justice in this single case, but there are many others around the country that, of course, did not end this way.
Names like Sandra Bland, Elijah McClain, Breonna Taylor, Trayvon Martin, and we know that the list goes on. So how does the country move forward now? It's a question a lot of people have been asking, and a conversation Two on Your Side's Ashley Holder had with Canisius College men's basketball head coach Reggie Witherspoon.
This verdict is just a small step in the right direction. How do we move forward as a country just to be equal?
I think that sometimes half the problem or half of the solution is knowing what the problem is. In some cases, it's admitting that there's a problem. You know, I don't know of any problems that you can fix without facing them first. For the people who say, well, you know, it's just one or two bad officers, I think there are a lot of great police officers. Again, I have coached some of them. You know, if you have a glass of Gatorade and 1% of it has poison in it, you're probably not going to drink it. This is a situation where hopefully this brings attention to what accountability can do in the way of advancing an occupation like the police and advancing race relations with law enforcement.
In holding law enforcement accountable, do you think that this verdict actually changes how blacks and law enforcement will coexist now?
I don't think the verdict in and of itself necessarily changes that, but it brings light to it that we can have that level of accountability, that it's okay to have that level of accountability. You know, look, we have to look at this and say, you know, we still have a death here, you know, and that's why it's such a difficult emotion to handle. It doesn't bring back the life of George Floyd, no more so than it brings back the life of so many others that have been killed at the hands of the police. When it happens so often that generations of us have to hear the talk about what should you do, I would not tell young people that they no longer have to do what they do when they get pulled over because of the verdict. You still need to pull over way off this road and turn your lights on if it's at night, roll all your windows down with both hands on the steering wheel and be extra polite, because I would like to hope that most of America is happy with this verdict. But I don't want to sit here and think that everyone's happy or that everything changes.
Do you see also it still being very important that he needs to get the max amount of time for all of those charges for it to almost be true justice and at the end of the day?
Well, here's the thing. Not only does it need to be that, you know, we need to see justice, not just for, I mean, certainly for the family of George Floyd, even though this won't bring back George Floyd. We need to see it for people of color. You know, I can remember being, you know, a kid and whenever being in a car, and whenever there was someone that might say the police are behind us, you know, we would just look straight ahead. Don't look to your right. Don't look to your left. Try to look innocent. You know, it wasn't enough to be innocent. But it's also important for the police. If you're a police officer, you don't want that stain on your occupation. You don't want that behavior to be associated with you. But if he gets away with it, or he gets light sentence and he's virtually no sentence and his life, you know, isn't changed that much, then when people see you or see members of your family, hey, what does your dad do? Oh, he's a police officer. Oh, he's a police officer. Wonder if he's beating people up or killing people. And accountability and justice can separate you from that type of behavior. You can go forward and be proud of what you do. No matter what people think of George Floyd or what you think he didn't deserve that.
And thank you to Ashley and Coach Witherspoon, and thank you for watching tonight.